Hey up troops, welcome back to the Litanah army. I'm Lit and this is Fortnite Save the World, and what we're checking out today is the collection book. So we're going to go back to the collection book. I did a video on this yesterday showing you guys how to use it, and some people have just asked which heroes should they be getting from the collection book. So this is a bit of a new starter guide, if you like, on which heroes are going to stand out, which you can get straight away from the collection book. So you can get all these heroes pretty much right now as long as you've got the materials to get them out. So if we look at this armory tab along the top, what you do there is click collection book over here, and what it'll open up is this first tab, which is heroes. So you've got soldiers, constructors, ninjas, and outlanders. And I'm just going to look at one or two in each one, which are the best ones to get out. Now, all the heroes in Fortnite Save the World are more than viable. You can use them all. However, I'm just looking at the ones that stand out, that are exceptional when it comes to actually using them. So the first one that we're going to go to, so getting started, is the Urban Assault Headhunter. Now, this hero is one of the most popular heroes in the game, and rightly so. Now, my favorite hero is first Shot Ryo, who's not in the collection book. She was an event hero, but this hero is actually more well-rounded than what first Shot Ryo is. And when it comes to getting headshots and just putting out raw DPS, she is one of the best heroes in the game for that. Now, if we quickly go down to skills, what we've actually got on here is advanced tactics. All soldiers get this, so they get increased weapon damage and health by 10%. She's got going commando, which is okay for wave clear. I find it a little bit too situational, but it's not one of her main skills. She doesn't rely on it, but it's a nice to have. It's not a need to have. Now, one of the ones that makes it great is this one, Debilitating Shots. So dealing range damage, applies one stack of vulnerability, increases damage taken from all sources by 5%, on the target for 15 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. So what that actually does is it just means that every time you hit the husks with anything, with any guns that you've got, it puts vulnerability onto the husk, which means that they're going to be taking more damage from everywhere. So be that grenades, be that rocket launchers, be that abilities, anything, they're actually going to take more damage. So you're actually softening up the husks while you're shooting them as well. She's also got Lingering Pain, which is an advance on the Debilitating Shots as well. So all that means is that it can now stack up to 5 times instead of the original 3. She's got Steady Aim, which means guns like assault rifles, LMGs, anything that's got a big recoil on it, it's got less of a recoil on it when you use the Urban Assault Headhunter, because she knocks that recoil down by 39%, by 29%, which is still extremely significant. You've got Shockwave, which is a bit like the Iron Man ground and pound. It's really good if you're getting swamped, or if you find yourself stuck in a corner or backed up into a wall. You can just use a Shockwave and it'll just quickly clear a path for you to get out. Going further down, she's got Quick Clip, so increased reload speed by 30%. Make It Rain, which is absolutely great. Headshotting enemies increases range weapon rate of fire by 25% for 5 seconds. And then underneath Rain Faster, increase the rate of fire of Make It Rain by 25%. So if you look at these two together, she's actually going to be putting out insane rates of fire. All you've got to do is land a headshot, and then the speed of that weapon is going to go up. She's also got Frag Grenade, which is great for wave clear. And then the two on the bottom, these are almost like the dueling crown parts, if you like. You've got KneeCapper, increases the effectiveness of debilitating shot vulnerability by 9%. And then Keep Out, which leaves a residual energy field doing 15% of the initial grenade blast damage every 1 second over 10 seconds. And it says that right up at the bottom here, look, a rifle-focused soldier who gets bonuses for successful headshots. She's just one of those great all-round heroes. And do you know what? If you're going to use just one hero to start the game off with, or you want a hero to carry you up through while you're learning the game and you don't want to be switching out a lot, then the Urban Assault Headhunter you're not going to go far wrong with. The way that you actually get these heroes, if we just go back to the collection book a second, click on the hero that you want, click on Recruit Hero here, and then all you need from there is training manuals and Legendary Flux. Legendary Flux is hard to get. You can get that from the collection, from the event store. So if you go into the event store, you can buy it from in there. And then the training manuals, I'll put a guide up here in the top right hand corner. If you click this little white letter I that's up here, then you'll be able to see how to get training manuals as well. I did that on a separate video, but it'll make this video too long if we do it right now. With this hero as well, don't worry about getting the epic version. So if you haven't got the Legendary Flux, but you're able to get your hands on the epic Flux, it's fine. You can still unlock all the skills. Once the heroes get to epic, they get all the skills. It's actually what they get once they get to legendary is a significant stat boost, and you can upgrade them yourself later on. You can increase the rarity of a hero later on really easily. I'm not going to include the mythics in this, but Master Grenadier would be a fantastic choice. She's got a fantastic wave clear, really hard to get hold of, needs a lot of training manuals, a lot of flux, really hard to get, but if you want wave clear, then Master Grenadier is a great one. And the only other soldier that I would say that's worth worth getting out nice and early would be this one as well. Special Forces Banshee's got a really great war cry. She's got a unique trait that gives her 25% uptime. So obviously you're not just helping yourself, you're going to be helping out teammates as well. White Sushi rates are really high as one of the second best soldiers that's in the game. I'll link his spreadsheet down below. And she's got one of the highest single target DPSs in the game when she's got war cry up. The only downside with her is the AoE that she's got. She's not very good at wave clear. I mean, because she's got the war cry, she's got the going commando. She's just not quite as good as some of the others when it comes to wave clear. But overall, pretty good. I would have liked to see Shockwave. If she had Shockwave on her, then maybe she would be even better. Maybe she'd be up there as a #1 contender with the Urban Assault. In fact, if that was up to me, if I was to change one thing, all I would change is going commando to Shockwave, and then I'm sure she'd be used just as much as what the Urban Assault Headhunter is. But first off, go Urban Assault Headhunter, and then Special Forces Banshee after that. So over to the constructors then. The most popular constructor by a country mile, and this was done by a consensus that was done on Reddit that I saw, is Mega Base Kyle. Now you can get Mega Base Kyle, it's going to cost a fortune to get out of there, which is why we're trying not to touch on the mythics yet. But the #1 choice obviously would be Mega Base Kyle. Also as well, Heavy Base, if you're able to get hold of a Heavy Base, would be another great one. The two that I would get from the actual collection book though, would be this one up here. Power Base is a great choice to have. So if we have a look at Power Base over here, he's actually got some great items that he's got in there. So if we have a quick look at his skills then, what he's got down here, you've got Creative Engineering, Kinetic Overload as well. Two great skills that he's got on there. He's got a base on there. The thing about this character, if we look down at the bottom, has a huge base with strong self-repairing walls and some limited resource regeneration. The resource regeneration comes from this skill here, Recycling. So for every 3 building pieces of the same material, base generates 1 of that resource type every 60 seconds. So level 2 buildings are worth 3 pieces, and level 3 buildings are worth 6 pieces. So he's actually regenerating materials while ever his base is up, making him really good. And he gets the extra connectivity. He says they're 2 building pieces, but it actually goes up to 4 overall later on as you level him up. The great thing about this hero as well, he's got Decoy, which is a great skill, although albeit slightly broken at the moment. He's got Plasma Pulse as well, in case he actually gets swarmed and he starts getting swamped. And he's just all around a really good constructor to have, to actually get you into using constructors. If building's your thing and you want to get into using constructors, then Power Base is a really, really strong choice. The next choice that I would go for on there personally would be Tank. So if you go for Tank Penny down here, she's another really, really good one. If you're someone who's looking more at melee damage and you want to do like close combat, so you want to start using things like, you know, hardware and weapons like that, then she's really, really good. A survivable melee fighter focused on knocking enemies around with Kinetic Overload, Hardware Strike. So she's actually really strong, a really good hero. This got massive damage through blunt weapons. She goes great crit rating, you know, and damage if she's using hammers. And a Kinetic Overload is absolutely great when you get it going. So if you can get on a bit of a roll with her, then she's great. There is a stronger hero at the moment who's not available in the actual collection book, but it'd be Steel Wool Sid. So your next evolution, if you like, the next one up from Tank Penny, would be Steel Wool Sid. If you can get hold of Steel Wool Sid at any point in the game, if it comes up in events again, or it comes back to the event store, then this is kind of the other version, if you like, of Tank Penny. But for now, if you're someone who's getting started and someone who's a bit of a new player, then you can't go wrong with Tank Penny. So over to ninjas then. Now one of the few mythics that I would not get would be this one. Swordmaster Ken's someone I don't really rate very highly. He's okay, he's good, but again, there's just better ninjas out there that you can get. The main 2 heroes that you would actually get from here. The first one would be Dragon Scorch. This guy's just got insane wave clear. I got him early on. I was quite lucky. I got the epic version of him from a llama when I first started playing the game, and he just took the game to another level for me. It was absolutely fantastic. Great when you're doing things like encampments or any sort of, even base defenses where there's a lot of husks all clumped together, because he's got an extended dragon slash on there and extra damage, which makes it absolutely great. And his skills overall on there, you know, the synergy of the skills and how they're put together are just absolutely fantastic. Making Dragon Scorch, he's probably my favorite ninja, or one of my favorite ninjas. The other one that I would get from the collection book would be the Shuriken Master as well. Now she's got a slightly higher skill cap, but she can throw 7 shurikens at a time. Now, they have been nerfed a little bit, but on a 3-second cooldown. She's also a great sniper with some decent wave clear abilities as well. Now, she's not going to be as good at wave clear as what Dragon Scorch is, but still, you know, a really, really strong hero, and probably the next best one in the game to go and get. So if you're to get any 2 ninjas off that page, the 2 that I would personally go for would definitely be the Shuriken Master and Dragon Scorch. Not in that order either. Dragon Scorch first, and then the Shuriken Master. Now, the Outlanders are slightly different and slightly trickier because it depends on your actual playstyle. If you're going for farming Outlanders, then you would definitely go for Striker AC would be the main one because he's got an insane anti-material charge that just works great. The other one would be Pathfinder Jess would be a great one as well. And don't forget, you're quite alright if you're early on in the game. If you're not even in, I would say until you're about halfway up Canny Valley, you can actually get these epics and you'll be absolutely fine with them. People think they should only use legendaries, and it's not really the case. You can actually get away up until about midway through Canny Valley using the epic versions and you will be absolutely fine. You don't even need to max them out. Just get them up to like say 82 and you'll be absolutely great with them. But Striker AC and then the Pathfinder if you're going to do farming. Now if you want to do damage, then again the two that I would go for would be, the first one would be the Ranger who's down here. He would be a great hero to have. He's an absolute expert with pistols. He's got phase shift and he's one of the most fun characters to use. While we're talking about fun characters to use, the other one that I would go for is this one, Grizz. So Enforcer Grizzly is a great one. He's got great Teddy abilities. He does kind of peter out a little bit in the late game, but he's still more than usable. Every character in Fortnite Save the World is usable. There's no one who completely sucks. There's ones who I don't like. I mean, I did a video a while back on the ninjas who I don't really enjoy using, but these are just characters that are great, you know, that are always going to do well and that are always going to stand out. So just a quick recap then. In the soldiers, you want to be looking at the Urban Assault Headhunter and then also on their Special Forces Banshee as well. We're not going to include the mythics, but Master Grenadier for the soldiers is another great hero. For constructors, I would go there with power-based Nox and also with Tank Penny as well. And again, if you can get your hands on Mega-based Kyle, then he would be an absolute great one. Ninjas, we want to go for Dragon Scorch and then also Shuriken Master Sarah as well. You can skip Swordmaster Ken for this one, he's not all that great. And then the Outlanders you've got on there. If you're going for farming, which is probably the most important to start you off, you want Striker AC over here and then the Pathfinder down there. And then if you want to go for damage and you want to be a combat focused Outlander, then you want to go for the Ranger who's down here and or Enforcer Grizzly who's up here. You get a lot of choices with Outlanders. Outlanders are the top class at the minute, if you like. Outlanders are they're probably the most popular class at the moment because they're so versatile and they're so much fun to use. I think that we all like the fact that they're a little bit more technical than the other classes, bar maybe ninjas, but they're a little bit more technical, they're a little bit more fun to play, and just the stuff with the gadgets and stuff like that just makes them a ton of fun. And to get these heroes out of the collection book, all you would do, again, just click on the hero that you want, click on the name. So if we go for this purple one, for example, just click Recruit Hero there, and just make sure that you've got training manuals, which will be in this guide that's up here in the top right, and the little white letter I up here, and just make sure you've got enough epic flux, and then just hit Recruit, and then you've got that hero, and he'll be there in your hero slots. If you go back over here, go to Command, go to Heroes, Manage, and then your new hero will be placed in here as soon as you've bought him from the collection book. Okay guys, I hope that's been helpful. I've tried to keep that as short as what I possibly can, but if it has helped you, make sure that you let me know in the comments down below and drop me a like. Also as well, do you know, if it's something that I'm not the oracle on Fortnite Save the World, you know, so maybe you've got people in the collection book who you prefer. Maybe you've got someone in there who you think, do you know what, you forgot this person, this one's really great. I know a lot of people now, because of the Cloak Shadow, are swaying towards Skirmisher Edge a little bit, you know, he's getting more and more popular, but let me know who you like in the collection book. As a new starter, so even if you're someone who's a veteran player, who would you actually tell the new starters to go for? Who's a hero that you should be going from the collection book that we've not mentioned just yet? Let me know in the comments down below. But guys, if you're not part of the Litanah army already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You're more than welcome to join the Discord, which is in the link below. We're over 5,000 members now, which is absolutely insane, and I will catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.
You know what? I think we're gonna be friends.
Oh my God!